As we all know, this is the new state, and we are all very keen to make a mark, a very significant mark in the national scenario, create a very distinctive industrial policy for the state of Telangana. And we welcome these kind of brainstorming sessions, conferences, where we ourselves can get lots of inputs. The Telangana government is very clear that easiest way to bring prosperity to the people is through the route of industrialization. And we are keen that an atmosphere is created in which not only the local players, but also national and international industrial groups consider Telangana as their preferred investment destination. While Hyderabad is not on par with Chennai or Gurgaon or Pune, the history of industrial development, particularly in the manufacturing sector, in and around Hyderabad goes way back in the 50s. In fact, we are aware that public sector-led industrial growth happened in a few centers in the country, of which Hyderabad was one. We have large public sector undertakings like BHEL, IDPL, HMT, etc., which began the process of manufacturing in and around Hyderabad, and which has spawned a fairly thriving manufacturing sector in this region. So there is a strong legacy, there is a positive history, and we want to build upon it. We want to ensure that the benefits of industrialization move to all the 10 districts of the new state. In the government, we have, the government is just about 2 months old, but in these 2 months, we have attempted a number of things. First thing which we have done is to prepare a very detailed mapping of the state. What are the advantages? What are the historical industrialization trends, manufacturing trends in different parts of the state? And therefore, through this exercise, we have been able to identify a number of core sectors. What district or which area of the state offers what kind of advantage, what kind of industry will suit which area. And we have been able to come out with 12 core sectors, which include, of course, biotechnology and IT, because these sectors are already doing well in Hyderabad. But IT now includes IT hardware also. While we have been very good in IT software, we have decided to focus on IT hardware from now onwards. So life sciences, biotechnology, we are also keen to enter into a new realm, which is of medical devices, biomedical. In life sciences also, we have different new streams of biotechnology, including biosimilars, nutraceuticals, etc. Other important core sectors are in the areas of defense, aerospace, precision engineering. And now that these sectors are increasingly getting opened up to the private sector participation, we want to capitalize on this opportunity, be amongst the first movers in these sectors. Other core sectors include green technologies, which include solar parks, solar manufacturing, also includes food processing, including seed processing, dairying, and some other sectors which have started growing in this state of Telangana, for instance, gems and jewelry, apparel and textile, and other kinds of manufacturing activities. Based on the inputs which we have been receiving in the last 2 months from various industrial bodies, small sector organizations, medium sector organizations, micro sector organizations, we are in the process of finalizing our industrial policy. And while the policy is yet to be formally announced, we have done the basic framework of the policy. And I can share with you some highlights of our industrial policy. In fact, I can share 5 highlight points of our industrial policy, which I am very, very sure will make the state of Telangana a very attractive investment destination. The first component of our industrial policy is going to be about industrial land bank. Most of you who deal with governments, either in this state or the earlier composite state of Andhra Pradesh or other states in the country, would be aware that every government promises that they will make land available for industrial purposes. The difference that we are going to make through our new industrial policy is that we are going to announce beforehand what all lands are available in total in the state of Telangana. In fact, a very radical decision has been taken that any land in the state which is not fit for cultivation, which is not suitable for agriculture, will be straight away handed over to industries. And we are in the process of doing this assessment, and we are confident that over 2 to 3 lakh acres of lands will now be made available for industrial purposes. In fact, no other state in the country has earmarked so much of land available for industrial purposes. Next related highlight of our industrial policy will be that we will just not be offering raw land to you. We'll ensure that all infrastructure is provided a priori. Before we make allotments to companies, we'll ensure that all the infrastructure required to set up your industrial units are available right on day one. So these will be ready to use land. We have learned that this is the model which is followed in China. When an investor is brought, the land has already all the facilities like road, water, power, drains, treatment plant, and so on. And we'll ensure also that all the required clearances which are required for land, large land masses like land conversions, conversion of zoning into industrial zone, getting environment clearances for the entire land mass, all that is done beforehand so that the individual allottees don't have to bother about these cases. And we'll ensure that based on the advantages which we have found out through our district-based mapping, we will locate them appropriately. So let us say Warangal is most promising in terms of textile. The textile park will go to Warangal. If Nizamabad is most promising in terms of food processing, the food processing park will go to Nizamabad. If Medak is most promising from seed processing point of view, that park will go there, and so on. So this is the second aspect, that we will have a ready-to-use industrial park. The third most important aspect of our industrial policy, which again is absolutely revolutionary, because I have studied the industrial policies of all the major states in our country, and no one else assures what we are going to assure in our policy, which is about single window clearance. We are taking a radical decision that any mega project above 200 crores does not require any permission. Right from day one, he can just go and start his unit. And all these permissions, etc., would have been deemed to be given based on a self-certification. So if the industrialist gives a certificate that I'm going to abide by environmental laws, I'm going to abide by building laws, I'm going to abide by XYZ laws, we'll agree to that and give him the clearance straight away. Another important part about incentives is that while many states offer incentives, in fact in the composite state of Andhra Pradesh also, the package that was offered was considered fairly attractive. But there was a problem in terms of delayed release of those incentives. For example, even now, we are grappling with almost a backlog of 680 crores, which we have to release to various companies for the last 3 to 4 years. So again, it makes no sense if I pass a paper order sanctioning some 20 lakhs or 50 lakhs or 70 lakhs to a company, but I don't release it for years altogether. So in our new dispensation, we are going to ensure that whatever is promised is delivered on time. And this is something which we are very keen to uphold, because there are many states where incentives appear attractive on paper, but the actual delivery of those incentives is extremely delayed and untimely and so on. So while our incentive package will be attractive, we'll also ensure timely delivery of these incentives. The industrial policy also promises to support certain sectors which have been facing difficulties in participating in industrial growth. And one of those sectors are the MSMEs, the micro sector and the small and medium sectors. So while there will be general incentives for everyone, these sectors, the micro sector and the SMEs, will have higher incentives and various other facilities will be provided. For example, our Special Chief Secretary, Mr. Pradeep Chandra, in his remarks, talked about a technology development fund, talked about a panel of consultants who will support SMEs on any kind of technical advice or managerial advice. There is another very important feature which we are going to introduce in the industrial policy. We noticed that a large number of small and medium enterprises fall sick quite often due to various financial difficulties, various market-related issues. We are going to provide some kind of an insurance fund for them. We are going to create a fund So the moment there is some signals, early warning signals or signals of incipient sickness in an SME, they will be able to, they will be permitted to draw from that fund so that they don't actually become sick. They're able to tide over whatever crisis they are facing, and they're able to kind of continue their operations, revive their activities and so on. So an insurance fund in which the government will put substantial amount of money, and some money will be tapped from other industries as well. A joint kind of a collaborative kind of a fund will be organized. We'll also be ensuring that all the large and mega projects which are set up in the state, they have an ancillarization program which targets only the small and medium sector industries which are available locally. So every large mega project will be asked to develop a vendor's park, an ancillaries park, a supplier's park, and so on. So there will be a number of facilities which will be providing for SMEs, also for micro industries. Similarly, in the morning, Mrs. Vinita mentioned about women entrepreneurs, the difficulty which, or the challenges which are faced by women entrepreneurs. So there will be a similar package of additional benefits given to women entrepreneurs. Our attempt will be to ensure that in every district there is an industrial park which is exclusive for women entrepreneurs, and additional training, additional mentoring, etc. will be provided. So these are some of the important decisions which we have taken in the last few months. It has been done through a very detailed consultative exercise. As some of you may be aware, the Chief Minister himself spent almost 6 hours one day talking to you, listening to you. Thereafter, we have had small group discussions. We met representatives from various industrial bodies. We got lots of submissions in writing, and the sum and substance of all that is going to be reflected in the new policy which we'll be coming out with. The policy, the draft industrial policy is ready. The next cabinet meeting of the government of Telangana will discuss this policy, and the members of the cabinet may give some additional suggestions which will be very eager to examine, and whatever is worth incorporating in that policy we will incorporate, and thereafter it will be released publicly and it will be made implementable. We are also aware that despite the best possible policy and the best possible package of incentives, if manpower is not available, then we will just not be able to reach anywhere. And we are acutely aware that while there is enough skilled manpower in and around Hyderabad, the same cannot be said about our hinterlands. For example, districts like Adilabad, Karimnagar, Nizamabad, Khammam, etc. There are definitely serious requirements of capacity building, skill building. So we hope to, we are having a solution to that as well. We want to start a skill mission on the lines of NSDC, and we already have a large number of NSDC partners who are located here. We are discussing with them to provide the infrastructure capacity to skill hundreds and thousands of people who will be required to work in these industries. We require shop floor level skills, we require technical level skills, we require managerial level skills.